Zara keeps emailing me about all the new fragrance releases they've been having, and I want to get into it. I want to smell bougie. I want to smell expensive without spending too much money. But every time I go over to their website and I start scrolling through, I get overwhelmed. There are so many fragrances. What do they smell like? Are they any good? Are they going to be my vibe? Are the Jo Malone fragrances the best ones? Or is it something else? And what exactly are these duping? Are they good dupes? I don't know. I can't answer that question. And I click off every time. And I go look elsewhere. I go to Sephora and I spend too much money. And I feel bad about myself because Zara is just around the corner and I can't get into it because 100+ fragrances on our website is just way too many. So I embarked on a project. I watched all the Zara Perfume videos. Okay, maybe not all of them, but way too many of them to figure out what are the best reviewed Zara fragrances on YouTube. Because if there's consensus about a few of these, that's enough of a cosign for me to go get them. I'm not saying go blind buy shit, but I'm saying we need to whittle it down so when we test things, we don't have to test everything. So in today's video, I'm going to get into the 20 best reviewed fragrances from Zara as seen by the perfume reviewers here on YouTube. Hi, I'm Janique and I am determined to get into some of these Zara fragrances because I deserve nice things without having to spend a lot of money for it. And so I've done the work for both of us because maybe you're curious as well. And if so, stick around. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to start with the best reviewed and work my way to number 20. So that if you can't stay the whole video, which I hope you do, if you can't stay the whole video, you'll at least know what the top 5 are, right? We can do top 5 together. Also, you don't need to wait till the end of the video to like and subscribe. It's vibes over here. Also, I'm a scientist and researcher and I'm about to drop all the gems on you. There are Excel spreadsheets and color-coded notes. I did the damn thing. I did my due diligence and I have all the information. And I'm not gatekeeping. Let's do this. Looks like I lost my favorite times. My Zara Excel spreadsheet had 98 perfumes on it. 98, that's way too many. Halfway through the men's section, I was gave up because I didn't care anymore. I was already exhausted and I hadn't even begun. So the first place I looked were YouTube reviewers who've either done massive hauls of Zara fragrances, at least 30, or have done regular reviews of Zara fragrances. Think Jus de Rose and Cocoa Peps. Started off strong. Then I looked at fragrance reviewers who do a lot of content on different types of fragrances but have done at least one dedicated Zara video. Think Monica, Xenia, the perfume guy, Sharita. I had a system. Then I went over to TikTok. Yes, I was over at TikTok looking at individual reviews of fragrances to see what they gave over on the TikTok. And then we came to our top 20. Now, there are 5 on the end, 5 extras that I'm intrigued by, I'm interested in. They sound like my vibe, but nobody likes them. Or only one person likes them. I might still pick them up because I like pain, I guess. I don't know. Let's get into it. Number 1, best reviewed fragrance. And I could not find anybody who hated this fragrance. It's not what you think it is. You think you know what it is. It's not what you think it is. It's actually Ebony Wood. I could not find one terrible review of this fragrance. People said the performance is dope. People said it smells real bougie and expensive. They said it's a great summer fragrance. I'm intrigued because it is a dupe of Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt, and it is also Ebony Wood made by Jo Malone, and apparently it performs better than the more expensive Jo Malone version sold in Sephora. Now, in a previous video, my Sephora wishlist video, I talked about how much I would love to get my hands on Wood Sage and Sea Salt because it is a vibe. It is woody and salty and fresh and fantastic for summer, even though it performs like trash. So the idea that Ebony Wood does all of that but better for less money means that I have to get it now. I have no choice. I have to get it. Number 2 best reviews Zara fragrance is Rose Gourmand, which is a dupe of Montal's Intense Cafe or Mancera's Roses Vanille. No, this is a fragrance that is essentially an almond milk latte with a little bit of rose water and a little bit of coffee. Like, there isn't like a heavy shot of espresso. It's like a blonde roast or something. It's very light on the coffee, but it's a very gourmand and delicious vanilla fragrance if you like that sort of thing. The only difference apparently with the Zara version is that it's texturally lighter. So it's more of a summer version of Intense Cafe than a similar winter version like the original. that sounds really intriguing to me. I don't know if it's going to make my list personally because I already have the original and I don't wear it nearly as often as I should. But if you've been looking for that sort of gourmand latte type of smell, everybody says this one is a great one. 3 is the most popular Zara fragrance as far as I know, because everybody stays talking about it, and it is Red Temptation. No, I know it should have maybe made number 1 or number 2 just by the sheer volume of reviews that are out there of this particular fragrance, but not everybody was on board with it, or some people just thought it was mid. But in general, people talk about how if you only got $20-$30 to spend and you love Baccarat Rouge and you want to outlay $300 for it, this is a fantastic option. It does smell bougie, it does smell expensive. It is a nice light version of the fragrance. It's pretty, and I love that for me because here's the thing. Even though I have many a BR540 dupe, I could use another one. Especially an inexpensive one that is great for everyday, that is great for summer. So yeah, Red Temptation has fantastic reviews across the board. Everybody has agreed that it is great and it is worth the money and is a good dupe of the original, and I love to hear that. Number 4, best reviewed Zara fragrance, technically is better reviewed than the last one, but didn't have as many reviews. So, you know, it fell a little bit because of that. And it's For Him Red in the Zara men's section. And it is a dupe, apparently, of Baccarat Rouge 540 extrait version, which is a sweeter, more vanilla-y version of the fragrance, where the last one is a little bit more aromatic and fresh. So apparently, this really thick, sweet fragrance performs beastly. Like, it lasts 8 hours in a way that most Zara fragrances cannot pull off, and it is really beautiful. The perfume guy told a story where he's in a cab and he asked the cab driver or the Uber driver, oh, what are you wearing? Because just off smell, being like, yo, that's so nice. And the person said For Him Red, and from then on he was, you know, really intrigued by the fragrance. So if you love the extrait version, prefer the extrait version because of all of those sweeter notes, then apparently in the men's section, there's this beautiful dupe there. So I might need to get both. But I'm going to count it as one because they're dupe. I'm counting it as one. I'm not counting as 2 separate buys, even if I'm spending 2 separate money. My rationale makes sense. In the number 5 spot is a Zara fragrance I'd literally never heard of until I started searching for information about it and ran into all of these reviews that kept praising it. How have I never heard of this? It's Vetiver Pomplamoose, which is a dupe of Hermès's Pamplemousse Rose. Apparently, it is this citrus-heavy, lively fragrance that mixes vetiver and grapefruit, a really juicy, fresh, tart grapefruit that's perfect for the height of summer. People swore by this. So in Jus de Rose's video, she talks about how she got like a little travel size or a mini size of this fragrance initially and had to go get a full size bottle because she loves it so much. And given her collection is massive, the fact that she was so impressed with this impresses me. So yeah, Vetiver Pomplamoose, if you're looking for a bright summer fragrance, apparently this is where it's at. How have I never heard about this? On the other hand, the number 6 fragrance is a fragrance that has been on my list before I even wanted to do this. Like, I've seen so many great reviews before this project that convinced me I needed it, and it is Zara's Apple Juice. Now, everybody says this beautiful citrusy apple fragrance is just about perfect. It is a dupe of Chanel's Chance Au Tendre, and how just lively and light and fresh it is, that if you just want something easygoing every day, this is a great one to just have on the shelf, spray on and go, and that sounds amazing to me. So number 6, Apple Juice. I am convinced. I've been wanting this been on my wish list from before this, and yeah, it's definitely gonna get bought because I love me an apple fragrance like no other. 7 is Fashionably London, and this is the Delina exclusive dupe that everybody has been talking about. They say it is so beautiful. It's such a close dupe of the original. It mixes rhubarb and some vanilla. It has rose in there. It is a very distinct fragrance that not everybody goes for, but if it is your vibe, you love a more sour opening because that rhubarb, is not for everybody, then apparently this dupe is wonderful. Now, here's the thing, between you and I don't want it. I don't want it because I bought a Zelina dupe from Club de Nuit, the Club de Nuit Imperial from Armaf, that I did an Arabian fragrance dupe haul, and this fragrance was so good, performed so beautifully. 12 hours later, I still smelled it on me. I want nothing else. I barely want the originals because I love this dupe so much. So I don't need to try the Zara one. It will not meet the brief for me. It will not impress me. It will not excite me because that Arabian version is everything. But if you want a Delina exclusive dupe, Zara has one. Fashionably London. The number 8 fragrance is Hibiscus. Listening to the reviews about this one was kind of funny because people loved it but didn't like that they loved it because apparently it's a tropical candy smelling fragrance. It doesn't have like complexity and dimension, but apparently it's incredibly addictive. The opening is bitter orange, so a lot of balance, sourness, which is either something you like or don't like. In the mid, you have a lot of passion fruit and mango, so very sweet, jammy. There's amber and vanilla in here. It's a candy smelling perfume apparently that is really addictive, and people who tend to want fresher fragrances were like, why do I love this? But apparently everyone does. It's not available in my town. It's not available online. It is sold out. Apparently everybody has bought all of them and I can't get my hands on it even if I wanted to, but it's on my radar. It's in my, because I love a sweet fragrance. I've also done a video on sweet fragrances, so if you love a candy smelling perfume, go check that video out. But basically, I need this. And I can't get it because it's sold out. And I'm sad now. I want the number 9 fragrance so bad. It is Golden Decade, which is a dupe of Yves Saint Laurent's Libre Intense. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Libre Intense. It is the most vanilla-y of the Libre fragrances, which means it's the best one. And even though it's on my wish list and high up there, I've been restraining myself from picking it up because I'm trying not to overspend or whatever. It's annoying. But if there's a $20 version that hits all the spots, I want it, I need it, I have to have it. But here's the issue. People keep telling me that Libre Intense, Libre Le Parfum don't smell that different. Specifically, Libre Le Parfum, Libre Intense are basically the same. They're not the fucking same. They're not the same at all. I've tested these two against each other and they smell so different to me. I see that they're part of the same family. I see that they're siblings. They're not twins though. Libre Intense is better. Anyway, if this fragrance is Libre, if it is Libre Le Parfum, it's gonna break my little heart. It's gonna break my heart because I need it to be Libre Intense. I need it to be vanilla in a bottle with a little bit of ambergris and tonka, a little bit of bergamot. I need it to be that. Please, I deserve nice things without having to spend too much money for it. I will keep saying that until it's true. Let's move on. Number 10 is Go Fruity, a dupe of Burberry Her EDP. We've talked about this before. I don't like it. Not really. It's not for me. The EDT version, fire. But the EDP version is just not for me. So if you like the strawberry sweetness with a little bit of powderiness that Burberry Her has to offer, apparently Go Fruity is a pretty faithful dupe of Burberry Her. So you're gonna get all of those strawberry vibes without paying Burberry prices. So yeah, Go Fruity is apparently fantastic. Everybody loves it, blah, 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 blah. It's not my vibe. It's not my style. I don't want it, but maybe you do. So you're welcome. I'm sharing. I didn't just like eliminate shit that I don't want. I'm fair. Yeah. 11 is Field at Night. It's a dupe of Zadig & Voltaire's This Is Her. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I was 2 steps away from rebuying the original. I have a travel size of it. I'd been testing it. I fell in love hard. It is a very creamy lactonic fragrance that has a lot of sweetness to it, some vanilla to it. It is lovely if you like that sort of thing. So like I said, everybody who tried this fragrance said, yeah, it's a pretty faithful dupe to the original. I just don't happen to like lactonic fragrances. So I have to eliminate that review because lactonic fragrances are amazing, obviously. But because I love This Is Her so much, the idea that I could get a beautiful version of it, a close enough version of it for a steal of a deal, I mean, I need to check it out no matter what. Even if it isn't full on lactonic, full on creamy, it gonna be good enough because it is so good. This is a fragrance that mixes vanilla, there is some whipped cream, some florals, and some other shit. There's also chestnuts roasting by the open fire. Like, it is just so lovely if you like that kind of combination and feel that nice. Apparently giving that to us. I'm so excited. So the next Zara fragrance, number 12, is Zara Femme. Now this is one of Zara's oldest fragrances and it continues to be a fan favorite for a reason. It's a pretty traditional vanilla tonka bean floral fragrance that is really comforting and warm, sweet, girly, and everybody just seems to agree that it smells really nice. It's the kind of fragrance you want to lounge in, sit by a fire, you know, put on during winter. It's very cozy, it's very lovely, and the fact that it's been around for such a long time, given how many fragrances Zara starts and discontinues, I think that says a lot. So Femme, everybody seems to really enjoy this one. The performance, like most Zara fragrances, is apparently not fantastic. Actually, it's trash. It's trash. But yeah, it's a vanilla fragrance that smells lovely. So you can't have too many vanilla fragrances. Like, literally, you can't have too many vanilla fragrances. So if this one's a gem, yeah, it's coming home with me. Number 13 goes to Gardenia, the dupe of Black Opium. Everybody agrees that this is a fantastic dupe, and if you love Black Opium, you love that DNA, that mixture of vanilla, coffee, and I think orange blossom all together, then you are going to really enjoy this because it really does replicate an iconic fragrance. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest Black Opium fan. I don't dislike it. I like it. It's nice. I'm not gonna buy a full-size bottle. I have a little mini of it. I wear it sometimes. It's a vibe. It's fine. I'm not excited about it. So I don't think I'm gonna get Gardenia, but I like that it exists because I know a lot of people love Black Opium, and if they can pick something up for a fraction of the cost, then I think that's a fantastic idea. So Gardenia, Black Opium, apparently amazing. The number 14 spot is Captivatingly Paris, which, as you know, a lot of those like city Zara fragrances, like Paris, London, Shanghai, Tokyo, New York, all of the ones are like Zara's bougie fragrances that cost a bit more and apparently perform better. And this one is supposed to be a dupe of Givenchy's Irresistible, which is a combination of sweet pear with young green fresh sweeter rose, a little bit of musky powdery iris with some musk, some amber, and apparently this is a pretty faithful dupe. Now, as I've talked about in a previous video where I reviewed Irresistible, I talked about the fact that like I have a lot of fragrances that smell close enough that like I'm never going to pick up Irresistible for myself personally, but I know a lot of people swear by it, love it. It is their signature fragrance, and if this one is a pretty faithful dupe and it is as good as everybody says, then I think the $35 you'll pay for it is more than a bargain. So yeah, even though I'm never going to pick up this fragrance because no, you might like it, you might enjoy it. Yeah, maybe, possibly. I don't know why people love this so much. Fence about number 15, not because I don't love the fragrance, but because I already have a dupe, one that I love. It is Cherry Smoothie, which is a dupe of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and people swear by it. They say it is a pretty faithful replication of the original. So it has the two main notes you might expect. It has the tonka bean, it has the cherry, mix it all together. Apparently it's fantastic. It basically performs like the original. It lasts for like 3 to 4 hours, if that. And everybody who has done a review has said that you can tell off rip that it is duping Lost Cherry. But here's the thing. I did my video on Arabian dupes, right? And I talked about how I had hauled Lattafa's Lovely Cherie, which is also a dupe of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. It cost $28, which means it costs the same thing as the Zara version, essentially. But this one performs like a beast. It lasts like 10 hours. So I feel like we know Zara fragrances don't last, right? So why not just get the Lattafa version? Like, I'm not trying to talk people out of anything. I'm just saying it is well reviewed. Kudos for that. But also, we know there's a dupe out there that be doing it. And it's Lovely Cherie from Lattafa. 16 spot, we got two fragrances that are sharing the spotlight. They're basically the same thing, and they're both from the Jo Malone Zara collaboration. And it is Amalfi Sunray, which is a dupe of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. And Fleur d'Orange, which is a dupe of Jo Malone's Orange Blossom. Jo Malone stays remixing her own fragrances, but whatever. Who am I to say anything? Anyway, all these fragrances are basically the same. And what I found when I looked at reviews is that people generally compared the two and like had a head-on-head like battle between the two, and people picked the one they preferred. And it's pretty split down the middle, with Fleur d'Orange like doing slightly better than Amalfi Sunray. So let's get into what's in them. They're basically the same. Both of them have Orange Blossom to start. Fleur d'Orange has Neroli, a sharper citrusy fragrance, a sharper citrusy note. Neroli Portofino has Mandarin Orange, a greener Mandarin Orange, so citrus. And Fleur d'Orange has a Lang Lang, which is a tropical yellow floral that sometimes has a banana-y smell. And Neroli Portofino has Bergamot, which is a sharper citrus note that's like the midway point between orange and lemon, right? So essentially it's Orange Blossom meets citrus and maybe a yellow floral thrown in for good measure. And apparently you don't need to own both. They smell very similar. Some people prefer the sharper citrus of one, other people prefer the tropical banana elements of the other. I don't particularly want any of them personally, truly. Not because they don't sound good. Like I probably would have gotten Fleur d'Orange, but like there are so many Zara fragrances and not enough time. But the reviews seem pretty consistent across the board that people generally like both of these and just slightly prefer one over the other depending on your fragrance preferences. For 17 spot, we have Sublime Epoch, which is a dupe of Armani's My Way, a lovely fragrance that I've not met somebody who doesn't love that fragrance, who does not like it, enjoy it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section, but I do. I have 3 versions of this. In my originals versus flankers video, I go into a deep dive about how you can tell the difference between the original versus the flanker, the intense version. So if that's something you're interested in knowing more about, check out that video. But I love this fragrance so much. It is a sweet, girly tuberose fragrance that is ultra feminine and easy to love and enjoy. It has a whole lot of freshness. It's great for daytime, nighttime. It's a great transitional scent that you can wear in both winter and summer. It is fabulous. It is fantastic. And there is a Zara dupe that everybody seems to love. In the number 18 spot is Waterlily Tea Dress, which is supposed to be a dupe of Byredo's Gypsy Water. Apparently it is a green, minty, fresh, musky scent that is perfect for anybody looking to like replicate the clean girl aesthetic, because that's what it gives. Everybody talks about how fresh, bright, summery it is, how wonderful and unique it is, that how the mint plays off of the fragrance and makes it really lively and pretty. So if you love a green, fresh fragrance, which is not for everybody, then Waterlily Tea Dress seems to be a fantastic option. 19th spot, we have another city fragrance. A lot of them made this list. People seem to love them. Jo Malone did that, and it is Elegantly Tokyo, which is a classic white floral meets deep oody kind of woodiness combined, right? It's supposed to be jasmine smells with lily, which is like a waxier, just kind of heavier texturally white floral with what smells like oud or a synthetic version of oud. So if you're not into that oudi kind of smell, it might not be for you. But if you do love white florals and deep woods, might this be an option? They do say it smells really expensive, really fancy. So if you like that combination, this might be the vibe. Finally made it to number 20. I probably should have just done a top 10, right? Because this video is gonna be mad long and I'm exhausted. But number 20 is a dupe of the trending Le Labo 33, Santal 33, and it is Energetically New York. And this is a very unisex fragrance like the original that brings together white florals with leather and cardamom, so spicier notes and heavier woods. So the original has things like violet and iris as well, and it has you know, all of these like green notes like papyrus. And even though I haven't smelled the Zara version, which replaces some of the violet and the iris with jasmine, everybody does say it is pretty close to the original. So if you're looking for a more unisex fragrance that utilizes a lot of leather, apparently this is a fantastic option. And there are a lot of people who swear by Santal 33. It may not be a me fragrance. I do love a more feminine fragrance personally, but if you love that kind of combination, then apparently this is amazing. Next 5, I'm going to sprint through them. There wasn't consensus about these. There's maybe one person who rode hard for it, and their description convinced me so much that I might pick it up, even if nobody else liked it. And in the number 21 spot, the one that most exemplifies this is Violet Blossom. Xenia talked about this fragrance, about how obsessed she was, how it was one of the best fragrances, if not the best fragrance in her haul, how it is a dupe of Girl of Now by Elie Saab meets Alien from Mugler. Both of those things, both of those fragrances I love. I do love a violet fragrance, so I'm intrigued by that. I might pick that up. Next up is Fabulously Sweet. Now, a lot of people said, oh my god, there isn't enough dimension, it is overly sweet, it is duping Paco Rabanne's Lady Million Fabulous, which is heavy vanilla fragrance that's very also overly sweet. I love Lady Million Fabulous because it's overly sweet vanilla. I can get on board with that. Like I said, I don't need dimension with vanilla. I just need it to exist, and I'm excited. So this is also on my radar, as is the original, because I want both. In the number 23 spot is Creatively Shanghai. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. But it is duping Guerlain's Mandarin Basilic, which is one of my summer fragrances. It is not a cheapie. It's about $135 EDT version at Sephora. I really do love this lemon sorbet smelling fragrance. I'm obsessed with it. And there's apparently like a Jo Malone version over at Zara for like $40. So I feel like I at least need to test this out, get like the discovery set for the Cities. I don't know, that's probably not the name. The Cities collection, because if this is a really good dupe, then I would be excited. Now, I understand that like those really sharp citrusy fragrances is not for everybody, so I may be chalking it down to people not really liking it because of that. But maybe it's terrible, maybe it's just like fucking terrible, and that's why nobody wants to buy it, have it, own it, like is excited by it. I don't know, but I'm intrigued by the idea of having a dupe of this particular fragrance. Now, in the number 24 version was Majestic Green, which is another like Zara special like perfumer fragrance, and only 2 YouTubers I could find reviewed it, but both of them said it was a really fresh, bright, cut grass kind of smelling green fragrance. So if you love like mossiness, earthiness, I'm out in the like jungle fragrance, then you might love this as well. And I'm intrigued by that and would definitely consider checking this out because I love green fragrances so much. It's also in the men's section, so that's an FYI. Number 25 is a new one, Red Temptation Summer, which is a dupe of Ex Nihilo's Fleur Narcotique. I love Fleur Narcotique because it is such a classic floral fragrance that is a little bit understated, but is so white floral heavy that if you're not a floral girly, it does not have that like sweetness or fruitiness that you can sometimes have with a lot of white florals to make it more appealing to non-floral lovers. And Fleur Narcotique leans in heavy with those white floral energy. I love it. I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm going to English tea when I wear the Ex Nihilo version. And if there is a wonderful Zara version that is more affordable, I can get on board with that. The last fragrance, which is technically number 26, are all the Tuberose ones. Tuberose Summer, Tuberose Noir. Apparently, they're all terrible. No one likes any of them. No one likes any of them. And how is that possible? Tuberose is so good. How do you fuck up 3 Tuberose fragrances? It does not make sense to me. It seems totally irrational. So I feel like I need to buy one to see if everybody is right. Because how? I've never met a Tuberose fragrance I couldn't get on board with. And apparently Zara has made 3 and they're all terrible. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm just going to chalk it up to people not loving Tuberose like that. Or at least not loving Tuberose like me. So there you have it. All of the Zara fragrances that have really fantastic reviews and some extras that I am interested in. Yeah, I'm basically a Zara expert now. I don't own any Zara fragrances, but I know everything there is to know all about them. I've been through it this week, y'all. I've been in the trenches, just watching TV, eating Doritos, and making notes. So what you should do to thank me thank me is like, comment, and subscribe. Do the thing. Show me a little bit of love. Show me you were here. Show me you see me and everything I've been through this week. So yeah, I'm Janique. I'm basically the Zara connoisseur and expert and aficionado, and I'm about to haul some shit, and you should come back for that. Bye, y'all.
See, you've been on the mind. I've been seeing great lights, got in such a great lines. Let me talk to you in straight lines.